Mouse, don't start. Alright, so did you get in game yet or no?
Yeah, I'm watching the beginning.
Ooh,
Okay,
there's
let
a
me know when you're officially in.
twitch.tv
Okay.
slash FDP diversion. Oops. I just increased my fan speed instead of opening my drive.
What's up, Firebat? Somebody who plays Airmech earlier wanted to learn how to play Eve, so I'm gonna teach him the basics and structure of the game. Thought, well, why the hell don't I stream while I do it?
Wow, this is a pretty interesting story.
Yeah, there's tons of lore, and then it goes even past that too, like all the story after the history is made by the players, so when you're done watching that story and you're bored, you can go look at the history of the players, and there's tons of corporations, and I can show you things that it'll all suck you into Eve, dude. Trust me.
Okay.
Yo. What's up, man? Coffee.
Are you like limited to the amount of times you can run it?
Sound muted. Microphone muted.
So this isn't only spaceships and shit.
Yeah, it's only spaceships. They tried to expand the game to do station walking and planet walking, and then the community said, fuck no. And they stopped.
Which race?
um, I mean, that's entirely up to you. I'm in Caldari space right now, so if I can't go into Amar or Galente space, so I'll have to teach you how to get to Caldari space, because I'm in faction warfare. Um, but you can start anything you
I
want.
can just start in Caldari. Caldari.
Yeah, that works. You can fly absolutely anything you want. You can be Caldari race and fly Galente race if you want. I'm Amar race. I fly Galente mostly, and I stage PvP out of Caldari race. So it really doesn't matter in the long run, but yeah, it's just up to you.
Okay, so I just chose Caldari then.
Yeah, you'll choose your race and then the faction of that race and then like your religion or whatever and shit like that too.
And it doesn't really matter.
Nope. It used to matter. It used to matter like what skills you would start out with. Um, I think in that aspect it still kind of does. Like you'll be flying Caldari ships first of all, but that's only if you wanted to get like a jump start on something. But Caldari is not bad in PvP. I can show you some fits for some Caldari too, and we can get you training. Unless you absolutely want to do like Galente or something, I can show you some stuff.
I can do. Caldari is what you want, right? Like that's fine.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's up to you, dude. I can teach you how to get to Caldari space. It's just if you start in another space, you're gonna have some jumps getting here. So if you want to do something else, do it now. You can always start another character later too, once you see what the ships look like. But if you start Caldari, like I said, you can fly Galente. If you decide Galente looks nice, you're just gonna have
Yeah,
a little
I'm not
tiny
worried
head
about
start.
it.
The way the skill system, the way the leveling in this game works is you don't actually kill things to level. It's all time based. So you put skills in queues and it takes time until you learn that, like actual time. But it also works offline. So when you're offline, you're still learning queues or skills. So to get into new ships, use
Oh,
new
okay.
pieces, all this other stuff, it takes actual time. I can get you into PvP destroyers and even some frigates in a week, tops. And you could be PvPing in your second or third day. That guy who was playing Air Mech with me, he was PvPing within 3 days. So I think he got his actual first PvP kill in a week, and it was a battleship with the rest of us. So I never got a battleship as my first kill.
Sweet.
But people come in and out of this game, so it's all if I can get people on to kill it. When we took out the battleship, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. 6. No, 5. So I don't know if you'll be getting a battleship as your first kill, but yeah. PvP is PvP. It's all fucking adrenaline rushing, because if you die, you lose it all.
You lose it all, like everything.
Like, you lose the ship you're in and you have to go buy another one. There's
Oh
no
wow.
respawn thing. There's even something called clones, where like you clone yourself, and then there's 2 stages of dying. There's dying in your ship, and then you come in a pod. You can escape in your pod. If you don't escape in your pod and they blow that up, then you actually die. If you have a clone, you wake up in your home station where you're cloned from, and you don't lose anything. Now, if you didn't have a clone, you wake up in a starter station, and you can lose skills that you've spent time training.
Oh wow.
But pods are extremely fast, so I mean, I've been podded a couple times, but I can teach you how to get away and pay attention to what you're doing. I think I've only been podded when I first started and was messing around in low sec where I shouldn't have been without somebody teaching me. I had to learn most of this game on my own, YouTube videos and whatnot.
Huh.
But yeah, like I was saying in the stream, dude, it's hardcore stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into it. Oh yeah, some aviators.
Oh, what? You just peace out, Jesse?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, it took us out of the
You're-
moderators on Moobot for some reason. You and I aren't moderators, apparently. I wonder if I did what I thought I did. Hold on.
I'm still a mod.
No, you're still a mod. It just says we're not. We're actual viewers, and I'm not even watching the stream. I'm just on Moobot. mean, I don't think there's any way that FDP can't be a mod. That would be kind of
Well,
funny.
Etrog Films is one as well.
I know. I'm just saying. Shh. Follow with me, boy. Follow with me. I'm just ship spinning until this guy gives me the go ahead to teach him things.
I need like 4 more DVD drives.
But yeah, the thing about Eve is pretty much everything that you see on the market is all injected there from other players. So if you don't like PvP, you can do industry. If you don't like industry, you can be a miner and sell your ore. There's different sectors of space. There's high sec, which is, I mean, newbie area pretty much, but a lot of people do all their business from the newbie area. The differences are in high sec there are NPC police. Now the police, they don't save you. So if somebody comes and starts shooting at you in high sec, there's still a pretty good chance you're gonna die unless you're tanked out. They don't save you, they just punish. So that person's going to die too. They're gonna get locked down, they can't leave. NPC police come, they destroy their ship. There's people called griefers, they come and they destroy miners all the fucking time just because they're assholes. Then there's low sec, which there's no NPC police. There's still gate guns and station guns. And again, they aren't going to save you, but they will shoot at things if you engage in combat near them. They shoot at the aggressor. And then there's nullsec.
By aggressor, that's like the person that shot first, right?
Correct. And then
Okay. They won't
there's
shoot you for shooting back at them.
no, they won't. They might after the aggressor is dead. I've never stuck around long enough to find out if it happens or not, but they might. But low sec is where I do all my PvP. I go out into null sometimes. Quick explanation of null. Null is all player territory. It's all space that players can hold sovereignty over. Which means they own that territory. It'll say up in the corner that this sector of space is owned by such and such corporation or alliance. And basically, you're in their space, and there's gigantic wars. I don't know if you've watched videos on Eve, but there's 2,000, 3,000 man wars and shit in gigantic ships. But that takes, that's a lot of time invested into the game. Not just time for skills, but you gotta be around to take out player-owned structures so you can take the sovereignty from somebody else, and that's all tickers and time, and so you gotta... There's some times when a ticker will come up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then you want all your corporation members on at that time, and I can't do that sort of thing, so I don't. But nullsec is where you're going to earn the most money in mining and industry and everything else by bringing it back after you've created it out there. Low sec you can earn even more money than, or less money than null, but higher than high sec. High sec you're going to earn the least amount of money, but you can earn money in high sec.
So, what should I choose for my ancestry and education?
Doesn't matter.
It
Pick the
doesn't
one.
matter.
No, just pick the one you like the lore of.
Sound
Yeah.
resumed.
You have to
Microphone
move.
activated.
You have to move together and just
Yeah.
rotate as those things blow up.
Yeah. F8 is hard now too. Like you need to move together also.
Sound muted. Microphone muted.
I don't know how to I don't know how to switch my games from the other monitor without getting them into window.
That's like a main monitor deal. You're gonna have to set up through Steam which one, or you're not using this on Steam. Which one is set as your default monitor?
My smaller one that I don't want set as my default, but I don't know how to
So
change it, and I don't want to screw it up again.
What do you mean screw it up?
Well, when I first was trying to get it set up, I couldn't get it to work, and the only way I could get it to work was by making my other one my main.
So you went to like right click on your desktop, went to personalize, or not personalize, screen resolution, and clicked on the other monitor and said make this my main display, and that screwed it up.
I love you so much. So much right now. Okay, that's so much better. Damn.
So you are pretty new to computers then.
Yeah, I guess.
It's all good, man. We all started somewhere.
I still have to get this over onto my other monitor now, though.
If you quit out of the game and restart it, it should launch on that monitor. I play in windowed mode in all honesty anyway. Eve is very versatile when it comes to windowed. You can resize the window and click outside the window and do all this crap, and Eve kind of just takes it. So sometimes I'll be running Eve on a half screen, or sometimes I'll be running on a full screen. And other games, they have like a set resolution that they have to run at. Eve doesn't play like that, so.
Okay, cool.
There's just a lot that you sometime. I mean, if I have an industry character as well, so there's mining and shit that has to be done, and when you mine, it's very fucking boring. So I do other things while I'm mining.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where the hell the settings are for this.
Press escape.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Texan, haven't seen you in forever, dude. I mean, I haven't been playing much Eve on the stream, so I can understand why you haven't been here, but... Hard to play Eve when you got stream snipers coming in and looking to kill you. And I'm not that elite, so I can't fuck with him. He's probably not even here, and I'm talking to myself. Woo!
This is a little bit complicated. I'm gonna have to get used to this.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I have to go to Anson.
Anson.
Amson, my bad.
Like a sector of space? Are you doing the tutorial?
Yeah.
Okay. Before you totally start, let me teach you a few things, and it'll help you do the tutorial easier, because they don't teach you these things. Okay, about the basic UI of the game. Along the bottom, you should have a bunch of little buttons for different things, right? Like one looks like a piece of mail. One looks like two little people talking.
Yeah. Wait, where at the bottom?
Yeah, it should be on the bottom. Mine's on the left because I moved it there, but yours should be on the bottom. I think that's default.
Mine's on the left. With all the there's like 10 icons.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, mine's on the left.
Okay. So, first of all, the very top one then is your paper doll. That's all the information about yourself, etc. That's where you're going to be putting skills into skill queues. It has decorations that are... people give out decorations from corporations. Attributes help you learn different skills. Excuse me. Help you learn different skills and shit faster. You can remap them, but don't do anything with that unless you like ask me first or know what you're doing, because you only get, I think, 3 a year, so you don't want to waste them. Augmentations, you can have implants,
Okay.
which gives you attribute boosts, which help you learn skills faster. It also gives you boosts to like locking range or fire speed or anything like that. Jump clones is something you won't have to worry about right now, but when you get like if you're in a nullsec corporation, or if you get enough faction with a certain empire, you can set up a jump clone in their base. And basically what that does is, say I already have one, so just as an example, I have one jump clone which has a bunch of learning implants, okay? And then when I jump out of that clone, I'm in a fresh clone with no learning implants. Every 24 hours you can jump between the clones, and basically what that means is if I don't plan on doing any PvP or going to lose my pod anytime soon, I can jump into my learning clone and pretty much be safe. I mean, like I said, you can still die in high sec, but then my learning times get cut because they are learning implants. If I'm going to go do PvP and I don't want to waste the money of all those implants that I bought, I jump into my fresh clone, and then if I get potted, I don't lose anything except for my life. But again, you have to have, I think it is, shut up, Jesse. That's not you, man, sorry. You have to have 8 faction with a certain empire. Like, you have to have +8 with Caldari to put it in their stations, or +8 with Gallente to put it in their stations. And yes, somebody in the chat on the stream says you can jump across space. So like if you have in nullsec, you have, you know, a corporation that you're playing with out there, and they're not going to do anything for 24 hours. You could actually jump back to a clone that you have in high sec and go do things there for a while. You don't have to stay. So you can jump all the way across space too with jump clones.
Okay.
Biography is what other players see when they look at you. Employment history is going to show every corporation you have joined from the inception of your character. Um, Big corporations will use this to see if you've been jumping around in corps too much and trying to scam people. Otherwise, it's just, a history. Standings are your standings with factions, corporations, etc. That's where you're going to see what I was talking about, having +8 with Caldari to start up a jump clone. You'll get that from doing NPC missions, killing rats. I think you might even get it in PvP. I know you get negatives from PvP. That might be security, etc. Security status is your security. This is kind of long-winded, so bear with me. If you have a security status, which it's at 0-0 now, it should be up at the top next to your character. It'd be under militia. It should be 0-0 with you because you're a fresh character. The more rats you kill, you'll raise it, and it'll get higher. The more PvP you do, it goes lower. And I think you only take a security hit when you're the aggressor, which I'm pretty sure that is anyway. And so as it goes down, you have more penalties that you take. So after you're lower than 2, there's different securities of space. There's 1.0 and skills upgrade standings. Thank you, Mikadots. I'll go back to that. Security status. So there's 1.0 security space. There's 0.9 security space, 0.8 security space, and then it goes all the way down to 0-0, and then -0.1, -0.2, -0.3, all the way up to -0-0, and that's nullsec. Low sec is 4. Yeah, low sec is 4 and down to -4, and then after that is nullsec. Could be wrong. Could be right. Anyway, if you're at -2 security status, then Empire Police will start to chase you when you're in 1.0 systems. -3, they'll start to chase you in 0.8 systems. -4, 0.7, -5, 0.6. Sorry, this is fucking confusing. And so on, so on, so on.
Yeah.
Empire Police, you can escape them. So as long as you move quick through the space, you don't have necessarily that much danger. They're not like the Concord, which is the NPC police I was telling you about, that don't save you, but they punish the aggressor in high sec. Those ones will lock you down before they even get there. They will pop your ship. It's over. And yeah, you're done. Empire Police, they can't do that. So if you move quickly, you still have a chance of getting away, but it's not necessarily a good idea to fuck with that anyway. So that's why I can't go in Galente space or Minmatar space, because right now I am in the Caldari militia, and that's faction warfare. That's something completely different. I'll teach you about some other day. You're not gonna need it right now. But
Okay.
their Empire.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I mean it's just PvP, sanctioned PvP. I could fight any Galente or Minmatar in high sec if I want to, as long as they're in the opposite faction, not just the ships. So, but I can't go in their space because their police will chase me. So security status, you basically want to keep above 2 unless you're going to be a pirate. But that's not something you're going to be starting out your first days of EVE. So you'll want to learn the game first. Kill rights.
Yeah.
Kill rights, when somebody kills you in high sec. I don't know if it's only high sec, but it's mostly in high sec. So say you're doing a mission, you're doing mining, whatever. Some pirate comes along, decides to be an asshole, he pops you. You're going to get kill rights, which means when you activate those kill rights, you have so long, I can't remember what the time is, I haven't had kill rights in forever, but you'll have so long to fairly kill them in high sec, so you can get your revenge. Now you can also give that kill right to somebody else by activating it for your fleet, activating it for your corporation, activating it for your alliance. Which means that if they're next to the person, but you can't get there, you can activate it for them. They can go and kill the person for free as a form of revenge. Some people sell this to other players who just want to get some monies and want to kill people, get some kill, blah blah blah. Your combat log is going to show your kills and your losses. There's a little drop down menu when you go to combat log. Your losses, it will add up. You will see every loss that you lose. Your kills, on the other hand, only show up when you get the killing blow. So when you get the killing blow on a person, you get a thing called a kill mail. First of all, what's your name in game?
Harngar. Same.
I'm going to add you as a contact. You're going to get a fleet invite. And...
Okay. I'm relogging, so...
okay. Well, let me know when you're back in and I'll explain what a kill mail and stuff is.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, let me find you. Okay, so accept that. And your chat should be in the fleet now. So can you see the fleet? Me and you are in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the kill mails. You have kill mails every time you get the killing blow. If you click on that, you can see one of the kill mails I was in. This particular one, oh, okay, yeah. This particular one says I have the final blow, I have top damage. Retrop is who I was just talking to. He was out with me, and we were looking for kills in low sec. We popped that particular guy. But see, I got the kill mail because I got the killing blow. Now, if he got the killing blow, I wouldn't have a kill mail that I can look at. This doesn't necessarily mean that I don't have the kill point. There's exterior sites called like Battle Clinic and Z Killboard and oh my God, Mouse, what are you doing? Z Killboard and some others where there's a thing called an API, which is, I don't remember what it stands for, but it's a key that's linked to your character. You use it on external programs so you can look at shit about your character when you're logged off or otherwise. So if you link your API to these these websites, they will associated player information. Thank you, Retrop. They will keep track of every kill that you have been in, even if you didn't get the killing blow. Let's see here. Let me show you one real quick.
Wait, why'd you say thank you, Retro?
I'm also streaming this.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have the best kill board in the world, so don't make fun of me. But that is a kill board.
What do I have to make fun of?
Hey man, you might fucking pass me one day. You might get into this shit. But that keeps... Oh, there's Flash on Battle Clinic?
Of course.
So you might have to
Where to be?
copy that to an external link here. I'll just do it this way.
Wait, what? I
Did
can
it-
see it.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
29 and 35.
yeah. So that's every kill I've been in, even if I didn't get the killing blow. Some people don't care. about that, so they don't use kill boards, but I like to have a record, so.
Yeah.
And then the last thing on your paper doll is pilot's license. Pilot's license are called Plex Pilot's License Extension. Obviously, Eve is a pay-to-play game, so it's $15 a month after your trial, of course. And
Yeah.
Plex are something that they added because a lot of people run multiple accounts. I have 2 accounts because you can only have one character on an account training at a time. You can have 3 characters on an account, but only one can train at a time. Now, so people usually
Okay.
play multiple accounts so they can have multiple characters training. Now, CCP added something called Plex. Plex you can buy with real life money. It's not a cheaper way to get your 30 days. It's actually more expensive. It's $5 more expensive. It's $20 instead of 15. But you can take that Plex, you can bring it into the game, and then you can sell it on the market for ISK. Somebody else can then buy that for ISK and then add it to their account for 30 days if they want. A lot of players who are at nullsec running some people run upwards 8 accounts, some even more than that. I've seen people talking about running 12 accounts. The money you can make in nullsec
Jesus Christ.
is great money. There's people that can make billions in a few hours a day. So what they do is they spend those billions on Plex to keep all those characters running. People who don't want to spend hours and hours and hours earning money to keep their character funded, and they just want to go out and PvP like myself, I can't grind in any game anymore, so I just buy Plex. I sell it on the market. I have funds to go and PvP with. Some people,
Okay.
I mean, you could essentially do this in HiSec, but I mean, you could earn the ISK you need to pay for yourself, but keep this in mind. If you're spending all your time grinding ISK just to get that Plex, and then you barely get that Plex at the end of the month, and then you start on your next bit of money just to get that Plex for your next month, you're gonna burn yourself out on this game so damn quick, and you're probably gonna hate it. So you gotta have like a balance. I mean, if you have enough ISK that you wanna fucking buy a Plex, go for it. Just don't force yourself to get ISK to buy a Plex. That's all I'm saying. Plex.
Yeah, I'll just probably pay.
Yeah, Plex. See, when I started about a couple years ago, Plex were about 500 million ISK. Last I checked, let's see if I can get a view market detail here. Right now they're 950 million, so they went up quite considerably. They're almost a billion ISK. If you went and bought
that
some
one is a
Plex,
billion.
yeah, if you went and bought some Plex, you could make 950 billion or 950 million ISK right there. If you sold it on the market, that is.
Is that a lot of ISK?
It depends on what you're flying. Now, see, I only fly frigates and destroyers. I've never taken a battle cruiser or a cruiser or a battleship out in PvP, mostly because when you start taking those things out, you have to be really good, or you have to be in gangs, and I don't have people to run gangs with like that. Although faction warfare will probably help me out with that some. But basically what's going to happen is I'm going to take a battleship out in low sec and I'm going to get jumped by a fucking gang of people who know what the hell they're doing in frigates, and they're going to be flying too fast for my battleship to hit, and I'm pretty much just going to die to frigates. So I don't fuck around with battleships much, although I can fly them. But if you're playing just frigates, let's see, my normal frigate cost and fitting is about 20 to 30 million, and I fly assault frigates, so I mean you can do the math there. 950 million and every time I die, I'm losing about 20, maybe 25. But you can also, if you pop somebody, they can't remember what the percentage is. There's a percentage on what they drop of what they had equipped. So you can loot them and go drop it in a station and pick it up later and then sell it back on the market. Depending on the person and depending on your luck from the loot fairy, they could drop things that are worth quite a bit of money. So you can make money just by
Okay.
popping people.
Popping as in killing, right?
Right.
Okay. Just making sure.
Okay, so there's your paper doll explained. Also, anytime you have questions, just shoot them at me. Questions don't bother me. Like, there's other people who get annoyed by them. I don't care. It doesn't bug me to answer a question. So don't be afraid to ask. Now, all the rest of the buttons on that start bar, so to speak, I'll leave alone for now. I'll explain them as you need to know what they are. But let's look at the basic UI. In your top left corner, you have some text. Do you see it?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to press my button. Jesus Christ.
So, what's the big word at the very top left of that?
Amson 1.0.
Amson. 1.0. Good. So, that is the sector of space you are in right now. And then 1.0 is the security status of that sector of space. Next is...
Which means it's super secure.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
You can still get popped and in that space. Don't get me wrong. It's just Concord, the ones that punish, not save, will respond quicker in 1.0. There are chances that they might respond in time, but don't ever expect them to respond in time.
Yeah.
If things look bad, for example, if somebody shows up, if you're doing a mission, missions are in instances, so to speak. So, you'll get a mission, you'll fly to that mission, you'll go through this warp gate, you'll start fighting NPCs. Somebody can still probe you down and get to you. If somebody else shows up, don't fuck around. Don't just stay there and wait for them to do their thing. Bounce. Just take off. The mission will still be there. It's not a problem. Just take off. Until you know what you're doing more.
This is when you're just doing missions, period?
Yeah, period.
Okay.
I mean, because you're going to be in frigates to start. So there's not much tanking super frigates. I mean, you can. Don't get me wrong. There's some frigates out there that are hard as shit to kill. It's mostly assault frigates and stuff. But I wouldn't even mess around with it. I'd just leave. You can right click in space, go to a station or a moon or whatever. Just take off.
Yeah.
There will be people that come along and try to extort you. There will be people that come along and try to act like your buddy and stuff. And they might even come along and hit your ship and bump you out of where you were. Don't talk shit to them. Like, even in low-sec, a lot of the fights that people are in always end in good fight. GF in local chat. It's not wise to make enemies in EVE because you never know who their friends are. So if you can help it, you don't talk shit to people. There are people who will talk shit, just ignore them. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Once you get your bearings and you know what you're capable of and whatever, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm just saying, as a new player, don't make enemies in EVE right now. There are people that will make your life hell if you run into the right one.
Yeah. I'm not that type of person anyway to make enemies.
That's cool, and I'm not saying you are. I'm just giving you the friendly warning. When I first started playing EVE, my character's from 2008. I was still pretty young, so no, Is it 2008? I don't know what it is. Oh, no. I take that back. This character is from 2008. I had a character before when I was like fucking 17 years old. And back then I was a cocky little asshole. So I made a lot of fucking enemies then on that character. Now I play a lot differently, so I don't make enemies. I just keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
So back to that text at the top. Your first word is the sector of space you're in. Your second part is the security. The third word is the constellation that you're in, and the fourth word is the region. So there'll be
The fourth word is the what?
the region.
Okay.
So there'll be several sectors that are inside one constellation. There'll be several constellations that are in one side or one region. Underneath that first string of text is the specific station you're in if you're docked up. So right now, I'm in Isanamo. That's the sector I'm in. I'm in a station right now, which is Isanamo 14, Moon 9, Caldari Provision School. So it's Isanamo 14 on the 9th moon in that sector, and the station is called Caldari Provision School. Below that,
Okay, so I'm in Amson VI Moon 1 Science and Trade.
so
that's,
yeah,
that's where I'm at. Where's that?
that's underneath the first string of text, like Isanamo or Amson, your security
Yeah,
status.
but where
Oh,
where is that, like, on the map or something? I don't know. It's
the
hard
map
to
is kind of confusing. I'll get to that. Don't worry. I can teach
Well-
you how to get around too. Like most of your getting around, you're not going to do it from a map. Most of your getting around, you're going to search
Yeah.
for a portion of space. Hold on, somebody said something.
Okay.
Most of the time, market full of pyramid schemes, traps, hundreds of Nigerian royalties sell by. Always check 2 to 3 times so you don't pay millions for something that costs only thousands. He is definitely correct. There's gonna be tons of people always trying to scam you. When you're in a trade hub, there's a trade hub in each empire of space. It's basically what the players have designated the main area where most of the trading goes on. You can sell anywhere in space you want. The place you're most likely going to sell it, and the place you're always going to find what you're looking for without having to fly all over space, is in a trade hub. But there's always people in local trying to scam you out of your money, so don't fall for any of that either. Don't even pay attention to local when you're in a trade hub.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get back to this. So, I don't want you to move because this is where you're. Then again, no, you are gonna move. So, 3 down from your paper doll. Do you see that icon and it says people and places when you hover over it?
Yeah.
Okay, click that.
Okay.
Okay. This is when I said you aren't going to use a map to get around mostly. When you'll learn how to use the map, don't get me wrong. You'll use it even some. But the main way you're going to get around in these beginning fucking days is in that search string, you're going to type the name of the place you have to go, and then you're going to hit search. So, what is it you have to go to? Like for your tutorial.
I have to go. Wait, I'm already fucking here. Yeah, I'm here. So I
Okay.
just need to buy a ship, I think. It says fly to the location in space, retrieve your ship, and use it to carry back an item from the local Caldari cargo rig.
Okay, so you don't have to buy a ship. They want you to undock, and they want you to fly to that sector of space. Do they give you a link of what that sector of space looks like?
It just says one location 1.0 Amson.
Okay, can you right click on that?
Okay.
And is there a set
Add
destination?
waypoint.
Yes, that works too. So next I'll explain how that works,
Okay.
how your route works.
Okay.
Go ahead and undock, and then I'll explain what your ship controls are.
Okay, I'm in my pod.
Okay. So you see that little circle in the bottom of the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. And there should be 3 lines on the top around the outside of the circle. Correct? With little marks in them.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have 3 stages of life before you fucking die. The top one is your shield. If you hover over it, you'll see. Top one is your shield, middle one is your armor, and the last one is your structure. Depending on the class you go, let's see, Caldari ships have bonuses to shield tanking. So normally, and not always, you can figure this out any way you want to. You would fit a Caldari ship to be a shield tank. So you would use modules, items, etc. that would boost your shields. Galente, what I fly, their ships generally have armor tanking. So I fit modules to boost my armor. Basically means when I get into a fight, they start shooting me, my shields go down hella quick, but once they hit my armor, it starts going down slower. There's even people out there who fly by the seat of their pants and they structure tank. So both those lines disappear real quick and then they start structure tanking. I've never done that, and those people are ballsy. I'll just put it that way.
Okay, so I think I need to buy a ship.
No.
It's telling me to go back to the...
Sorry, go ahead.
It's telling me to go back to there. Or like the waypoints. I don't know.
Did you add the waypoint?
I'm just kind of... Yeah. I added the waypoint. I'm just kind of moving now.
I know. Okay, so now look at the bottom of that circle is your speed. If you click anywhere in there, you're gonna go at different speeds. If you hit the minus button, you're gonna stop your ship. If you hit the plus button, you're gonna go full speed. Okay. So hit the minus button now to stop your ship.
Okay.
And how do you spell Amsen? A-M-S-E-N?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna come to you, but I'm not gonna make you stop and wait for me. So I'll explain what you do.
Is my ship like automatically going to the waypoint?
No. The way you fly.
Okay, so I'm just flying forward.
Yeah, you're just flying forward. The way you fly in this game is you double click a direction in space, okay? And then you'll start flying that direction.
Okay.
So,
Jesus.
yeah. There's a whole...
So simple, and yet I made it so hard.
Dude, you don't even know. This is Eve. So, there's a whole numbers game to how you want to fly, and transversal velocity, angular, all that other shit. We don't need to touch on that right now because you won't need to know it just this second. Right now, you just need to learn how to get from point A to point B. So, I'm 3 jumps off of you, so it'll take me a second to get there. But when you added a waypoint, it added a little like square underneath your route, right? The route is underneath the sector of space you're in. It's say route. If it's minimized, just hover over route and click it. Oh, that's gonna Sobaseki. What the fuck?
It says no destination. Great.
Okay, well try to set it again in the thing you got. Did it let you set it?
I'm going back into the tutorial quick. I got a freaking some insurance company gave me a brand new LBIS
Anibis? Yeah. If you enter a station,
IBIS.
if you enter a station in your pod, they give you a starter ship.
Okay. I'm still trying to figure out where the quest thingy is at.
Okay. Here, let me see if I can. Okay. You should open up my stream on your
I
secondary
have
monitor.
it open.
Okay, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me show you something here real quick when I get to the station you're at. Okay, I'm outside of the station. So if you're watching the stream, let me just set up a place. Now, look up in the top left of my stream. You'll see some boxes that are blue and green.
Some boxes that are blue and green.
Yeah, you might need to catch up. There's a 45-second delay, but
Oh.
it's just like a line of boxes, line of squares. They're little tiny squares. They're blue and green. It's right under some words that says Route 11 jumps. Did it come up yet?
Give me a second here.
No problem, man. No problem. Yeah, I'm in TS, Jess. I got it muted.
Oh, I see the waypoint. I
You
guess
do.
I just missed it earlier. I still don't know where you were at, though.
I'm right outside. Go ahead and head outside. There you are in your pod. I should show up as purple in your overview. I didn't even explain nothing to about your overview, did I? You have a thing called an overview. It should be. It'll say overview in the top of the window. Do you see it? Like if you look at my stream again, it's on the top right of my stream.
Oh, I was talking with my freaking thing not clicked. Damn it. Is that the same thing? Mine doesn't. Oh yeah, overview. Okay, yeah.
So
it.
mine's gonna be different from yours because I have it set up to show me different things depending on what I want to see in PvP. So one day I'll teach you how to set up
Oh
yours.
God.
Yes, that's me, by the way.
Don't poke me with your stick.
So basically your overview shows you everything in your immediate vicinity in space, okay? So you can probably see me, I see Harengar, Ingunin, you're 11 meters from me, you're in a capsule, your corp is STI, which is a noob corp. Do you see me in your overview?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you can't see me floating in space, you're gonna look for something like this. I should be purple because we're in a fleet, or I might be another friendly-ish color depending on your settings. But yeah,
Whoa.
I have you on approach, so I'm gonna follow you around.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so if you've got those little boxes, do you have a little box for the waypoint that you have set?
Yeah, it's over there. Oh well, you can't see where I'm. Jesus.
Don't worry about it, dude. So right click on that box and warp to at 0. And then you'll warp. There you go. Oh, did you do it? Yeah.
Holy shit.
So now there should be a ship.
Yep.
There should be a ship floating in space. You'll probably see it in your overview. I'm not sure what it'll be called, but you'll right click on that and enter the ship.
Okay. I'm only going like 8,000 kilometers right now. Or oh shit. I'm warping. Now I have to go to the ship?
Yeah. So fly to the ship, right click on it. It should be like enter ship or something, I don't remember.
Oh my god. Did I go to the right place?
If you did it on the box and you set it up that way, then you should have.
Well, I'm at an acceleration gate.
Yeah, go through that. Well, wait a minute. I'm coming to you. Just hold on.
Okay.
There you go. Harengar Ingunen's Ibis. If you right click on it, it says board ship. Do you see it in your overview? I'm
Where?
flying to it.
Oh, Ibit? Okay.
Yeah. I just knocked it around.
Holy sh... Okay, I think I'm in it.
Are you in it? Okay. So, yeah. There's your first ship. So you're...
This thing is huge.
Yeah, then it's wait until you see some of the others.
Oh god.
Some of them you can't truly appreciate until you're next to them in a frigate, like a Titan. Titans are the largest ships in the game, but you can fully appreciate them when you get next to one in a frigate. They're fucking massive. So your tutorial should have updated now with new objectives. What does it say?
I don't know how to get back to my tutorial. Never mind. I don't know how to get back to my quests. That's what I'm having trouble with.
Quests.
Yeah, like, I don't know, as in, like, what you have open, no, do you have it open? I don't think you do.
You see the little 3 lines above your paper doll?
Yeah,
Click that. And down at the bottom there should
Okay.
be resume tutorial. That might be what you're talking about.
yeah,
Mission. Or it could be in your journal.
oh wow, I'm way behind on the tutorial. Ahead, I mean.
Whoa, why was it say?
It's just telling me,
Nice.
like, basics.
Oh. You can skip through it if you want to, dude.
That's what I'm pretty much doing.
There's a thing called a journal in those buttons. And under
That's
agents,
probably what it is.
and under missions, you might have a mission where it tells you to go into this thing. I don't know why it would though, because I don't know if you have guns. But, who knows? I haven't done the tutorial in 4 years. And destruction got on.
Okay, so I have to go to the Caldari cargo rig.
Atari cargo rig. So right click on that.
I have to carry an item back from it.
So does it tell you to go through this acceleration gate? Or no?
I don't know.
Well, let's find out. I'll go in first just to make sure there's a Caldari cargo rig in here. And nothing's that's gonna shoot you down. Hold on a sec. Yes, there is. So right click on that acceleration gate and say activate gate.
Okay. I'm like warp driving now.
Basically, these are what I was talking about when you do a mission. This area, if the person doesn't have this mission or they're not in your fleet, they would not see that acceleration gate, so they wouldn't be able to go in here easily. They could still probe you down and they could still get to you, but it would take them time. So right click on that Caldari cargo rig and say approach.
Okay.
And then you should be able to right click on it again and open cargo. You could have done just open cargo
Okay.
too from the start, because you can only open it
Okay.
from like 2,500 away, I think. So it would have moved you closer. And
So
then
I clicked loot all, but is it in my?
should have told you how your inventory worked too. So you'll have a thing called your Ibis, because its default name it should say Harengar's Ibis, correct?
Yeah,
And that would have
that's my inventory.
yep, that would have a drone bay underneath it. So if you hit loot all and the cargo rig disappeared and all that stuff, if you're selected on your Ibis, all that stuff is in your Ibis inventory. So yes, you have the pieces from it. And where do you have to go next?
I'm reading the tutorial.
No problem.
I have to dock or something.
Okay, so in your overview, you see the little symbols next to the things in space. There's
The what? Where?
like in your overview, do you see Amson Star?
Um. Sorry, I'm making my overview a little bit bigger.
No problem.
No.
You don't. Do you see the Amson 6 Moon 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So, just a quick explanation of things. You see to the far left of Amson 6 Moon 1 how it's a square? An empty square?
To the where? The far?
The far
away?
left of it. In your overview, all the way to the left, there should be...
Yeah.
Okay, the empty square symbolizes that that is a station in this sector of space. When you get to other sectors of space, there might be more than one station, but being a newbie area, this is only going to have one station. Okay? Now, there's other symbols next to other things. There's a circle with a triangle in it. That means it's a Stargate. That would take you to different sectors of space. Like, in this one, there's a Stargate to Ikura or Malkalin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's also a solid circle, if you see that. That would be Amson Star. Every sector of space has a star.
Okay.
So, if you have to dock, what you're going to do is you're going to find Amson 6 Moon 1 and right click on it and say dock.
Dude, this is sweet. Like, just thinking about... Oh, hey, there's a planet or something.
Yep, planets are circles with a little square on the right side. Stargates are circles with a little triangle on the left side. There's also customs offices, which are
Okay.
like little targeting reticules. There's asteroid fields, which are upside down triangles. It goes on and on.
I'm completing the mission.
What's up, dude?
Hey, how
Do
you
I want
doing?
to split the
Hold
rewards
on one sec.
or claim
No,
them?
don't split the rewards. I don't need nothing from yours, so take it all for yourself.
Okay.
So I'm teaching a new guy how to play Eve.
Oh, right on.
What are you doing?
I
Now
was
I'm requesting
just
another mission, I guess.
moving some stuff around and
Combat
checking my
basics.
planets real quick, and then I was about to hit the hay. I've
Oh, okay.
I only been getting a couple hours of sleep here lately because I've been sick, and so I only get like 3 hours here and 3 hours there, and I am completely drained.
Right on. Hold on one sec,
But
dude. No problem. I had to meet with somebody at 7. I was gonna ask you if you wanted to take over for me for a little bit after that, but if you're sick, dude, don't even worry about that shit.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
a
I
big
was
deal.
I was about to hit the hay, but I got some antimatter charges in the at the pos for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, happy Turkey Holocaust.
Happy Turkey Holocaust.
Right.
Right on, dude. Well, fucking hit me up this weekend maybe or something.
Well, that's
Oh shit.
one of the things I was kind of glad I got a hold of you because this Wednesday I'm gonna be taking off and I'll be gone for a week.
Right on.
So,
I
but
totally didn't even realize this is fucking Turkey week, so no big deal.
it's okay. But yeah, I'm gonna be downstate and away from my computer for a week. I'm gonna be going through withdrawals. But yeah, I've been almost banking 50 mil a day on
Nice.
this thing.
Are you selling
Yeah.
shit or?
I've been selling shit and running missions, mostly missions. But yeah, I've been running mission, mining a little bit, or getting a load, and then running another mission, back and forth, and then just researching my blueprint, my ammo blueprints up and whatnot.
Right on. Well, once I've been fucking super busy with work, but I guess that's the story I always give you. But you know,
Oh, dude, I understand.
we will start making some more money too once I can get back down to doing faction warfare.
Right on, right on.
Anyways, dude, I'll let you hit the hay. I'm gonna go back to teaching him how to get around, so at least he can keep following the tutorial while I gotta take a break.
Right on. Yeah, send him my information to get a hold of me for later on, because I'll be more than happy to walk him through stuff later on.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Sleep good.
All right. Yeah, have a good one.
Later.
And happy.
Oh. Sorry about that. So what? I'm pressing the wrong buttons here. Sorry about that, dude.
It's alright, I'm reading the tutorial.
Okay.
I just trained to level 1 for a shield or something. I don't know. It was a book.
So
The
you.
tutorial told me to do it, so.
Okay. Yeah. Let me go over that with you. Click your paper doll again. And go to skills.
My what?
Your paper doll. The little character of you. Little portrait of you.
Okay.
And under skills.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you remember what that book was called? Or better yet, what category do you have in that window that has like 1 in Q or whatever?
It's shields. Sorry, I forgot to press my button.
It's all good. Okay. So your skills are going to be broken up into categories. Obviously, This one is under the shields category. Every skill has 5 levels to it. Each level takes longer and longer to learn. Some skills can take a month to learn. Those are typically level 5 skills and the Tech 2 higher variants of the skills. So you don't have to worry about that
That's
right
a
in the
long
beginning.
time.
Yeah, it's a long time. But, I mean, in my shields, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skills that are going to take me a day and 18 hours. I've got 2 skills that are going to take me 11 days. It depends really.
How do you see how long it's gonna take?
Click the category for shields, and it'll show you what skills you have.
Oh, okay. 5 minutes, 31
5
seconds.
minutes. Yep. Tech, or first level
You're
of skills.
probably laughing.
I was there, man, and I still am sometimes. I mean, I'm still injecting new skills every day. I've got almost all my Galente ships up to Mastery 4, which you probably won't understand. I'll explain that eventually. But I'm working on Caldari ships now, so I'm starting a bunch of skills now where I get back down to like 30 minutes, and it's awesome. When you got a skill that takes 30 minutes opposed to training other skills that take a month. So,
Yeah.
you see the button on the top right above the categories called Open Training Queue.
Open. Yeah.
Okay, click that.
Okay.
Now, you're in luck. Basically here you can open up those same categories and you can drag skills into training queues, and then once one skill is done, it'll automatically start the next skill. About a week or 2 ago, it used to be to where you could only have a training queue of up to 24 hours. Now, capsule and okay, that guy's exploding himself. I don't know why. It used to be that you could only have a training queue of 24 hours. Now you could get you can get a bunch of skills in there that would be close to 24 hours, and then you could drop a big fucking 11-day skill in there, and it would go through all of them, and that was fine. But basically, once you got to 24 hours, you couldn't put any more skills in your queue. They've changed that about 2 weeks ago to where now you can have a max number of 50 skills in your queue with any amount of time in your training queue. So right now, my training queue is 64 days long. So you're in luck.
Jesus
You
Christ.
got to the awesome part. You don't have to log in every day to make sure your training queue is going, but you still might, just being a new player and all.
Yeah.
So when you'll set up plans. So let's see. Along the left side, there's a square with a triangle in it. It's called ISIS. Hover over it. It's like a targeting square.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I have
This-
so much shit open. Hang on a second.
no problem.
Okay.
So, did you open up ISIS?
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is rookie ship.
So, top left, there's the different factions. Are you on the circle with the C in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like an E
Yeah.
type deal. Yeah. C. Yeah.
Okay. This is all the ships in Caldari State. This is the ships you're going to be flying as being a Caldari member. You can click on a ship, it'll bring up a window with more information about that ship. If you click the little picture in that window, you can look at a 3D view where you can spin the ship around and look at the different parts of it and all that other jazz.
Okay.
So, this is what I was saying. This is where you're going to find out what you want to fly, mostly. Um, like
Yeah.
if you go to Galente and you start clicking through their ships and you like the way that looks, then you should start skilling for Galente. If you go to Minmatar or Amar and you like the way those look, you should start skilling for those. Um, bit of
Is it all about? Is it just looks?
not necessarily. Let's see. Galente are armor tankers. Um, they use weapons called blasters and railguns. Railguns are your range. Blasters are short range, but they do a lot of damage. I would argue they are the highest damage in the game, but they are probably the shortest range in the game too, so you gotta get right up on people. Then for Amar Empire, they are armor tankers as well, but they use lasers. Lasers are very capacitor heavy. I didn't explain the capacitor. I'll do that after we close ISIS. When basically capacitor is like your mana from any other game. You run out of mana, you can't do anything. In this, capacitor is your battery. You run out of your capacitor, all your modules and shit shut down. So if something uses your capacitor, like a laser, and you're firing on your enemy, and if you run out of capacitor, then your lasers stop firing. Caldari is
Okay.
shield tankers. They use missiles, cruise missiles, regular missiles, heavy assault missiles, and Minmatar are the poor. They're a bunch of poor bastards. They hold their ships together with duct tape and shoe goo. They are always on fire. But that being said, they have a range from shield tanking to armor tanking depending on the ship. Some of their ships are some of the scariest fucking ships in the game because they do some massive amounts of damage. My opinion, they're all fucking ugly, but they can be some scary fucking ships, especially the lower end frigate ones and brawling and shit like that. They use artillery and auto guns. Auto guns are your short range damage doers. Artillery are your long range shots. So, I mean, it's...
Okay.
Galente is also... They're also your drone carriers. Like, okay, let me start over. Every ship that you get into, so say I got into a Caldari ship, which Caldari are mostly missiles. Depending on the hardpoints, there are missile hardpoints and there are turret hardpoints. Depending on which hardpoints you have, I could get into a Caldari ship and equip blasters. You can equip anything you want, for the most part, to a ship. It doesn't matter. But, if you click on a ship, and you go to the traits, so, let's say, under frigate and Caldari, or fuck it, rookie ship. Click your Ibis in the ISIS. It should be the very first ship on the left.
Okay.
Now, under traits, a roll bonus. Roll bonuses are just for sitting in the ship. You get those bonuses. So if you see it says 20% bonus to
Okay.
small hybrid turrets. Small hybrid turrets are railguns and blasters. You get a 10% bonus to kinetic, light missile, and rocket damage. So there's kinetic, there's EM, there's thermal, and there's explosive damage types. You get a 10% bonus to kinetic, light missile, and rocket. The rockets are really small missiles. They're mostly for destroying frigates. Light missiles are a little bit bigger. But yeah, kinetic, you would get 10% bonus to those. 30% bonus to ECM target jammers. There's different types of warfare in this game. There's, straight damage types. There's ships that solely focus on locking down an enemy so that enemy can't warp off so the other people can do damage to them. There's ECM warfare or EM warfare. basically you would jam their target so they can't target you. You would also, what's the other thing? Damn it, I haven't done EM Warfare in a long time. Yeah, just leave it at that for now. Then you get an 8% bonus to all shield resistances. So, on the left side, you have a fitting window. I can't explain it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth thing down, it should say fitting. If you click that, and under your defense, you have at the very top on the left side a shield, a silver shield, and that's your active defenses, which means that's how much your active defenses are going to recover over time. So I have 2 HP a second, which is my tanking. I can tank 2 HP a second and I'll recover 2 HP a second, really low. Below that is your shields, below that is your armor, below that is your structure. To the right of those, you should have little bars underneath some, the first one being EM, second one being thermal, third one being kinetic, fourth one being explosive. As you equip different things, depending on the items you equip, you'll get a percentage in those, and you'll have different resistances. So, that 8% bonus to all shield resistances, on your shield you should have 8% in all 4 of those. Correct?
I'm kind of, you said we're in fitting, right?
Yeah, we're in fitting.
Fitting. I have CPU output, power grid output.
It's under the defense.
Under defense.
Yeah, there should be, along the right side of that fitting window, you should have capacitor, offense, defense, targeting, navigation. You can minimize them.
No.
You don't.
Nope.
Really? I'm confused. Look at my screen real quick. Does it look anything like mine?
No. Are you still in,
Oh!
Where
You're okay. My bad. I know where you're at. You're in the actual IBIS information thing. On the left side, where all those buttons are, there's a fitting window. It's called ship fitting. Or you can press Alt F. Press that. That's the window I am in right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, under the shields, in defense, you should have 8% to all. Maybe a little bit more depending on what you have equipped. Come here. Mouse.
8%, yeah, okay.
So that's from your roll bonus alone. One sec, dude. Letting my cat out.
Okay.
Go on. Go. Come back in when you're ready. This window is also where you're going to fit all your modules, etc. You have high, mediums, lows, rig fittings. Your highs are generally your weapons. Your mediums are shield boosts, micro warp drives, things that stop people from warping away, etc. Lows are even more. You can get Damage boosters you can equip. That's where most of your armor rigs are going to go if you're going armor. Things just to boost your all-around stats. So you can close that for now. I just wanted to show you what the shield resistances were. And then you can also close the Ibis information but leave ISIS open. So, okay. In ISIS, you have Tech 1s, which are all along the bottom. Then you have Tech 2s, and there's even a Tech 3 ship in the cruiser category. Tech 3 is a long ways off, don't even worry about it. Tech 2s are even pretty far off, so don't even worry about them. Right now you're going to focus solely on Tech 1s, the bottom row. Or not bottom row.
Is that the,
like
okay, I see.
like frigate, destroyer, cruiser, battleship, etc.
Okay. Yeah.
What I would say to do from here is start opening these ships up. Look at the type of damage they do. Look at the bonuses they get. And do that for each race. And figure out what you want to do. Because, I mean, you might like the way Galente ships look. You might like the type of stuff they do, like armor, whatever. Same thing with Amar, same thing with Caldari. Like I said, you can be a Caldari pilot and fly any of those ships you want to do. But you can eventually fly every single ship in the game, but you're looking at years and years of training time. So you kind of want to pick one race and start going up that tree, or else you're going to spend a lot of time jumping all over the place, and you'll probably never get anything done at a satisfactory rate.
Okay.
So like under frigates, that's your basic frigates. When you go up, Navy frigate, it's a faction Navy. It's just a prettier frigate. It might have some better stats and some different things to it. Then you get into interceptors. Interceptors are those ships I told you about that are mainly there to catch somebody. You're gonna fly. They're extremely fast, first of all. You're gonna fly at somebody. You're gonna fly at them, and then you're gonna fly around them so fast that you're probably not gonna be. Their guns aren't gonna be able to track you very well. You're gonna outfly missiles, so they can't catch you. Missiles can only fly so long, and then they explode. So you'll outfly missiles. Their guns won't be able to track you. If you do things right, you will outfly everything and take very little damage in interceptor. And their main purpose is to put a warp disruptor on the enemy so the enemy cannot warp off. Then the rest of your fleet can get there and start shooting him and kill him. Assault frigates are frigates, but they're assaults. They're tankier. They're a little beefier. They generally do fly slower, but they have more hit points. They can equip more things. They have better stats, etc. Covert ops. You should have one covert op that is for. I mean, in all races, really, you should have one covert op that is for combat scanner probing, relic and data analyzer, which are just missions pretty much. You go into a relic site, or you go into a data site and you do things, you loot things, and then you go sell them. They can use probes and survey probes, cloaking devices. They hunt down, they send those out. They can find these sites. They can probe down people if they're in sites that you can't get to normally. They can create warp points for other people to go into. And then the other one is your bomber. bombers, unlike missiles, torpedoes, cruise missiles, heavy missiles, all that other stuff where you can lock and they will fly and change course if they need to. Homing. They will home their target. Bombs, on the other hand, they shoot out the front of you, they go so far and they explode. They don't change direction, but they do a shit ton of damage. There's a common tactic where people would do bombing runs where they would go in 10 to 30 bombers, face a target, uncloak, because bombers can cloak, and launch bombs, and all the bombs go off, thing dies. And then above that is your electronic attack ship. That has sensor dampeners. Sensor dampeners make it so somebody can't lock onto you from as far away as their skills say they would. They give you warp scrambler bonuses, warp disruptor bonuses. There's a difference between a long point and a short point. Long point is a warp disruptor, which is about 20 kilometers away. It has one disruption point, and it makes it so they can't warp away. Warp Scrambler will cut their micro warp drives, and it will make it so they can't warp away, but it's generally about 12 kilometers. You can increase that with skills or the ship you're in, like the electronic attack ship, for example. This one I'm looking at has a 15% bonus to Warp Scrambler and Warp Disruptor optimal range. So it would increase the range that it could do it at. But otherwise, you got about 20 and 12. Sometimes a little bit shorter. Warp Scramblers also have 2 Warp Disruption points to it. So what I mean by that is you can equip things called warp stabilizers. Stabilizers, so basically your ship always has one warp stabilized to its core. So if somebody hits you with a warp disruptor, that cancels out your one warp stabilize, okay? Because warp disruptor gives you 1 point to warp disrupt. The ship has 1 point to warp stabilize. That cancels each other out. That person can't get away. Now if they had a warp stabilizer equipped, that gives them 2 points. Your warp disruptor only takes 1 point away, so they still have 1. They can get away.
Oh, okay, I see.
So a warp scrambler automatically gives you 2 points, but you're also losing about 10 to 12 range on it, so you have to get closer. So if they had a warp stabilizer, they're not going to get away, because it took away both their points. And then, I mean, you go into destroyers. Destroyers are basically frigate killers. There's still some frigates that can kill them, don't get me wrong. A assault frigate can kill one, but it's still gonna have a pretty difficult time. But a standard frigate, they'll have a harder time, and frigates still can kill them if they fly well, etc. But destroyers are basically frigate killers. Above that would be your interdictor, which is a Tech 2. Interdictors are mostly used, well, they are used in nullsec. Therefore, dropping things called bubbles, warp bubbles. It's basically a giant bubble that they drop in space, and if any ship hits it, they automatically come out of warp. So if you put it in a warp path, like from a gate to a gate, and the interdictor's like right in the middle of that, and they drop a warp bubble, and somebody's trying to warp from gate to gate, they hit that warp bubble, they're out of warp. It also cuts their micro warp drives, so they can't burn out of it extremely fast. They can still use afterburners, but afterburners aren't nearly as fast as micro warp drives. It's one way people catch other people in nullsec, but you can't drop bubbles in low sec. You can't drop bubbles in high sec. So your interdictor is, for the most part, a nullsec ship. Your cruisers are your next size up. Keep in mind, the higher you go up, the bigger guns you're going to use, the harder time you're going to have tracking a smaller ship. You'll live longer, but As I was telling you earlier, if I took a battleship out into low sec, there's a good chance that some frigates are just going to jump on me and kill me. Well, it's because my tracking wouldn't be able to track their speed well enough, and they would end up just flying around me, shooting me till I'm dead, and I wouldn't be able to hit them. So that's the reason I usually take out frigates when I PvP. Frigates, destroyers. I could take out cruisers if I wanted to. They still have a pretty good chance of hitting frigates, and it all depends on your transversal and your angular velocity. I'll explain all that when we get into PvP, but it's not really important right this second. Above that you have your recon ships. Those are another thing that are pretty much for nullsec. You have your heavy assault cruisers, pretty much cruisers, but more damage, more tanky. They have micro warp drive reduction radius penalties. They lower that. When you use, say, a micro warp drive, your signature radius, which is how your
Microwave drive?
yeah, micro warp drive, I'm sorry. When you use a micro warp drive, you have a thing called a signature radius. That's what your guns are using to track that enemy. Now, if you use a micro warp drive, it makes your signature radius huge. So their guns can track you easier. There are some ships like the Ishtar, or you're probably still in Caldari, so let's just go to Caldari. Heavy assault cruiser, your Cerebus, or your Eagle. They have 50% reduction to micro warp drive signature radius penalties. So instead of your using a micro warp drive and your signature radius blooming, it cuts 50% of that bloom away. Another one that has those type of things are your interceptors. They have 15% reduction in micro warp drive signature radius penalty. Yeah. They also have 80% reduction in propulsion jamming systems, so you know your warp disruptors, etc. But I will stop going up the tree from there. You can look at them yourself. Basically,
Yeah, I'm sure if I get up to there, I'll know. You know, I'll know what's going on by then.
well, yeah,
Or
basically,
hopefully.
this is just so you can look at these ships and decide, you know, you can look at the battleships, or you can look at the battle cruisers or the cruisers, and decide if that's the tree you want to go up, basically on looks alone. You can look at stats and see what they do. Yeah. Main reason I'm explaining all this stuff, and I'm going way off topic of you actually learning the game, is because I want you to make your choice of what ship you're going to fly and what tree you're going to fly in. So before you start putting too many skill points in something, kind of decide where you're going to go with that. You can keep doing your trials or tutorials, but keep that in mind before you go too far up a tree, because if you spend a lot of points in Caldari and then you realize that, hey, I want to do drones, then the people who do drones best are going to be your Galente.
What are drones?
Drones are little tiny ships. Basically,
Okay.
they're, let's see, Galente, click on the Galente tab in ISIS, and then go to battleships, and the middle battleship is called a Dominix. And are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so all ships can equip drones. Basically, they're little computer-controlled ships that you bring out of your ship and you tell them to attack an enemy. You can bring them back in. There's all different kinds of drones. There's drones that make it so your enemy can't target you. There's drones that will slow your enemy down by putting web of fires on them. There's drones that make so they can't warp. There's drones that do damage either by sniping. So there's things called siege drones. They can't fly around. You launch them, they stay in space. They snipe from very far away. And then there's combat drones, light, medium, heavy. Heavy, obviously, big, tanky, medium in the middle. Lights, really fast, do damage. They all do damage, of course. Now, in terms of the Tech 1s, Dominic's is going to be, it's your main drone boat. It's probably going to hold the most drones out of any race ship because Gallente themselves are pretty much drone boats, but Dominic's is the drone boat, from Tech 1s at least, don't get me wrong. So, if you look at the Dominic stats, it's got 10% bonus to drone hit points and damage, and 7.5% bonus to drone optimal range and tracking speed. That is your drone boat right there. If you want to go drones and have them be your main source of damage, or at least you want to be able to use them more than just a few at a time, you're going to want to go Gallente. If you don't want to focus on drones, you can go someplace else. Also, there's fittings, there's attributes, attributes of the Dominics. You have a drone capacity of 375 M3. Light drones take 5 M3 per drone. So that means, Jesse, what's the
Holy
math?
shit.
What was the question?
375 divided by 5.
It's
75
like a
drones?
lot.
That's 75.
So that means, yeah,
Yeah,
you can
that's-
you can hold 75 light drones in this thing. Now, that's not pulling 75 drones out in space. That's your drone bandwidth. So, let's put it this way. Per drone control skill level, you can have one drone. So at 5, you can have 5 drones out in space at a time. Now the reason you have 125 megabit in your drone bandwidth when, say, light drones only take 5 bandwidth, so if you're using 5, that's 25 bandwidth, but you still have 100 left over. Heavier drones take more bandwidth the more you have launched out. So
Oh, I see.
with this, you could essentially launch 5 heavy drones, I think. Not maybe. But you could launch with 125 bandwidth, you could launch 5 heavies or 5 mediums. Whereas other ships, you're not going to get nearly the drone capacity or the drone bandwidth to be able to control those kind of drones. The main ship I use in PvP is the Enyo, which is an assault frigate of Gallente. It has 5 M3 for drone capacity and 5 megabits a second. That means I can release one drone. One light drone. Even though my drone skill is level 5, I can only release one light drone. I can only carry one light drone. So,
Because of your ship.
yeah, exactly. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, Dominic's are the drone boaters. They focus on drones the most. So if you want to go drones, you're probably going to go Gallente. That's not to say that other races can't use drones. They just won't be able to use drones as well.
Yeah.
Plus, a lot of Gallente ships give bonuses to drones. So, I mean, your Dominic's drone hit points, your Vexor gives drone hit points and damage. and that's a cruiser. Your Tristan frigate gives drone bonuses, etc. So yeah, so like your first thing is, besides doing your tutorial, is going to be learning all that shit, or making a decision of where you're gonna go and what you want to do. Once you can make that decision though, then I can start putting in the skills you need to get you to a PvP ship, and we can get you headed that
What
direction.
are like ORE, Sasha's Nation, Blood Raider, Angel, Serpentis, Servant Sisters, and the Mordu's League Command?
So your ORE is your OR faction. They focus pretty much, no, exactly on industrials.
Mining.
So your first
Okay.
techs are all your mining ship, your second techs are higher mining ships, then the very bottom you have your industrial, your Noctis is used to go in and sweep up all the wrecks, so they go in, if you are mining and you drop a can, the Noctis can suck it up and put it in his inventory and take it back so the miner can keep mining. The Orca does the same thing, but it's a lot bigger, and it also can equip warfare links, which basically warfare links are modules that can boost your fleet. So they can equip mining warfare links, which boosts the miners to do mine more, mine faster, mine from farther away, etc. Your capital industrial ship is a much better Orca, but it's a capital, which means it can only be used in no. It might be able to be used in low, but yeah. And then the other ones like Goristas and your Sanchas and your Blood Raider and your Angel and your Serpentist and your Sisters of Eve and your Mordus, those are pirate faction ships. They're more specialized ships. They have specific jobs, roles, etc. They tend to have way better stats. But if you look at them and you go to requirements, say let's go to the Goristas one, and we go to the frigate and click on requirements, it takes not only Galente frigate level 3, but it takes Caldari level 3. So most pirate faction ships will take 2 Empire skills to fly in.
Oh, okay.
Plus, they're also more expensive. I won't even go there. I mean, the frigates, like, I don't fly them, so my 20 million for my frigates, as opposed to, say,
Holy shit. 77 million.
yeah, I mean,
Is
A
the
Dramiel.
cheapest.
a Dramiel, which is an Angel. People like flying Dramiels. They also like flying Worms, Daredevils. You see a lot of those in low sec. They're more expensive. Those are for the richer players. I could afford them. I could fly them. I just don't want to lose that kind of money every time I die, so I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've actually got to take a break, so I will leave the game open.
Okay, I gotta take a piss.
I'll leave the game open, and you can hit me up through Steam if you've got questions. But keep doing your tutorial. If you've got questions, I'll answer them the best I can.